Oh, you don't recognize this gem of a place?
Well, I've not seen it in millennia.
It has been a millennia since we've been in here, and yeah, I'm just hanging out in the Getting Real room. Maybe thinking about taking a nap on the couch. The couch misses us. It told me we forgot to check on the couch. Like it's like how it's like, hey, you checked on your loved ones, you checked on your pets, you checked on your friends. We forgot to check on the couch, and now I feel bad about it. I feel guilty.
Well, I don't know how to respond to this because couches are not sentient.
Pee Wee's couch is sentient, isn't it?
Well, I would say most of what Pee Wee sees is an LSD trip, but you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Guys and gals, I hate to spoil it for you, but once again, barely anything happens, but
Now,
we get lots of plot development.
yes, and when you say nothing happened, when you message me, you're like, it's just another, not like you were acting like that, like you
Yeah.
said, hey, it's just another kind of straightforward episode. You were right, but also it kind of I think this is the platform that now we are about to jump into some insane stuff because I
Yeah.
guess we only have like 6 more episodes left.
Yeah. It's true. 6? Who knows? I don't know.
5, I don't know.
I don't do math. They finally get to the moon of Trask. They deliver the frog lady to the frog man. Their babies are born. The ship is destroyed. And there's a weird, mysterious woman who I know as Sasha Banks, a professional wrestler. But to us, we don't know who it is yet. And so he goes on his journey he's like, hey, I want to meet some Mandalorians who can help me get to the Jedi. So some octopus-looking guy walks up, and he's like, I can get you there.
Some
Turns out
Davy Jones looking dudes. So they're like, hey, just make it look like Davy Jones, I guess.
he gets on a boat, and they start going, and then he gets tricked, he gets hoodwinked, and they throw Baby Yoda and Mando into just like a pit of water that's in the ship.
Yeah.
And there's a big fish of some kind in there.
Listen, when that thing snaps up and gets Baby Yoda, I had an audible react. I was like,
And then we have a trio of Mandalorians that show up. Turns out to be Bo-Katan.
yes, who is huge in Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm not up to date on all Clone Wars and Rebels, but I know a little bit. Katie Sackhoff actually plays the character in the cartoon, so they got her to come back and be the real life Bo-Katan.
And Sasha Banks turns up as one of the Mandalorians.
I guess we don't know their names yet. And then the other guy.
No, unless you read the Wikipedia, which
yeah.
But I don't know who the other guy is. I've never seen him act.
He's very handsome. It's a handsome guy.
But what we find out is a bit of lore about the Mandalorians, and that Din Djarin is actually a part of a sect of like religious Mandalorians who want to go back to the old ways where you don't show your face, whereas Bo-Katan is sort of like a new wave Mandalorian. It's like, who cares if you see my face? I mean, but she has ulterior motives, strikes up a deal with Mandalorian, and they go and they steal an Empire ship. And there we see our first brief glimpse of Moff Gideon this season.
Yep.
And he's like, you know what you got to do. He says to the man in black or whatever his name is.
Titus Welliver. Yes, the man in black himself. I was geeked. I was ready.
And so Moff Gideon tells him, you know what you got to do. And he tries to suicide the plane. And he kills himself. And the Mandalorians, they save it. And then they're going to go off to hyperspace. But Mando's like, got to get back to the child. Tell me where the Jedi are. The deal is done. And so they tell him, and now he's going to go to Corvus.
I mean, that's what everyone I think has been waiting for. Like, this is the episode that teases what we've all been wanting. It's like, here's some characters that, a lot of people probably know. Here is the name of a character that you're definitely going to meet, who is huge in Star Wars, like shows and books, and she's huge.
This episode was short, really short.
Yeah.
But it was straight to the point. It was fun. Lots of action.
Some good Baby Yoda moments. Some sweet Baby Yoda moments. I mean, I think it's just because I'm a dad right now that I'm just like, man, like when he like you're afraid he's gonna eat this frog, and then he doesn't, and he's more just like playing with it, and he wants to keep playing with it. You know, that moment when you're like, no, okay, hey, we have to go. We can't play with this forever.
And this episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard,
Yeah.
who has knocked it out of the park on both of her Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see her do like something outside of Mandalorian.
Are you getting a little concerned that, you know, when we've introduced characters from cartoons, and in cartoons they look great, you know, like Bo-Katan looks very cool in Clone Wars and Rebels, and like when you think about, and she looked fine here, but then when you think about like what's Ahsoka gonna look like, what's Rosario Dawson gonna look like as a live action Ahsoka, are you a little worried that it's gonna be a little odd, like a little, like not low budget, but more just like you're gonna see it and you're like, is it gonna live up to the hype? You know, like that's, I do start to have that concern a little bit as we keep teasing, as we have seen like nothing really.
I don't care.
Great, cool.
But to answer your question seriously, is like everything we've seen so far from The Mandalorian has been great. CG, acting, editing, directing, writing, it's all great. So I trust it. I think it'll be great because Rosario Dawson, as we all know, is a beautiful woman who could play any role that she ever has played. And she has a versatile range of her acting. So I'm very excited to see her inside of a Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Because
she could bring comedy and seriousness at the same time. Next episode is directed by Carl Weathers. So if Grief Karga does not show up in the Carl Weathers directed episode, I'm gonna lose it.
But here's my thing too, is I'm also worried that he may show up, but it's definitely gonna be like at the end, like the last few minutes, right? Because like, is he just? There's no way he's chilling on Corvus, right? Like, there's no way that he's like, oh, Mando, hey, what do you fancy running into you here? Like, of all the gin joints and all towns, you stroll into this one.
We're on a plot-based journey, but at the same time, it's like episodic at the same time.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of like Buffy, where sometimes when it started going towards like the bigger bad of the season, that's what this feels like. We see our first Moff Gideon appearance. We're seeing new characters pop up that have integral parts into the lore of the story.
Yep, they've really tied it into to this universe, and I'm really excited. I'm kind of giddy. Let's just go to sleep. Let's just fall asleep until next Friday, okay? We'll take a nap, and then we'll wake up Friday morning, and we'll watch the episode.
Okay, but we're both dads, so that's going to be physically impossible.
Really, we, as dads of young children, we could probably use a good week of sleep.
Well, I think the mom deserves it more than we do.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, Mandalorian, if he had a partner, like, he would like let them sleep for a week. That's just how, dad goals, man. He's such a great guy.
I know. If only I could wear a mask all day and no one would know what my face looked like.
I mean, you could you could go outside and wear a mask all day if you wanted.
No, I don't go outside anymore.
Okay.
I've been stuck inside for millennia.
You've been stuck inside that room?
Yeah, I don't leave this room. I open the door this much, food comes in, I close the door, that's it. They only know my hand now.
This is the way.
This is the way.
Un esercito di pro